we'll go for it. All right, Angie. So thanks for doing this MasterHeart member highlight. I want to ask you first to share who is your ideal client? What kind of client do you love working with?
I have sort of two sets of clients. One, my favorite work is working with pregnant people and those that want to create an intentional birth and their version of an ideal birth. And I also train doulas, so that's a separate audience. And, that other birth professionals too. So people who want to make the birthing world better for others.
Mm, great. And how long have you been doing this work? And what's your favorite part about the work?
So I've been working as a doula for 17 years now, and I've been training doulas for, I guess, about 8 or 9 years. My favorite part is being at the birth with my clients, which is also the most taxing on me. So I don't get to take lots and lots of clients, obviously. But I just love that, even though it's hard work and strange hours and such.
Wonderful. There are some questions coming in. I appreciate that from those who are here and on the MasterHeart call. Kim says, are you seeking to move more toward education, or do you want to keep doing the active birth presence for a while?
Well, both. I do teach prenatal classes too. I guess I forgot to say that. I love teaching just because knowledge is power, and it allows me to reach a whole bunch of people that I couldn't reach on a one-to-one basis. So I plan to continue doing both.
Hmm. And do you have an online doula training program, asks Anne.
I don't, but that's one of my goals for Master Heart this year. So I've started using Zoom. Um, I certify doulas as well. So the doulas who are in my certification program, I've been kind of practicing on them using Zoom. We do a Q&A once a month and some little 90-minute courses, but eventually I want to get the full training up online.
Great, great. And Ilse asks, how would you explain what a better birthplace looks like?
It really depends on the client. Because for some people, they want a hospital birth, other people want a home birth or a forest birth or
Mm,
whatever. So finding out, like helping them decide that is actually part of my work. Sometimes they're making a choice out of fear or lack of information. Sometimes they're making a choice based on limited resources. Maybe there aren't enough midwives in the community, and so people who want to birth at home end up at the hospital. And so in that case, we do like, kind of how can we bring in the elements they want to their
mm,
birth. So an
yeah.
empowering birth, an ideal birth, that looks different for everybody. And there are
Mm,
so many factors that help determine what that is for them.
yeah. So I want to just encourage everyone to think about somebody you know who might be able to use Angie's services, whether that's someone who's pregnant, their family, or maybe you know a doula. And as you think about that person whom you know, um, who might be a client for Angie, what questions might they have for Angie? And just invite you to chat that below. And just to reiterate, and Kim asked this before, but maybe you said this, but just to mention again, do you have online programs for pregnant people?
I'm also working on that. Right now I'm teaching private classes on Zoom, mostly just for my doula clients because I wanted to start practicing. And as I've done it, I realize there's a lot of stuff I still need to learn about it. Because when I teach in person, I use a lot of props and things like that. So
Yeah.
kind of trying to, I got this nice sunbeam here. I'm trying to figure out how to bring some of that into the online training. And it might be that I get someone to film certain segments of my live training, and then I just play that video in the Zoom class or something.
Yeah.
I really
Cool.
love the question and answer part of training in person, whether it's on Zoom or in live person. So, even if I went to more of an Everclear online training, I would still want to have some kind of Q&A, maybe how you do it, George, where it's like anyone who takes my class can just jump in once a month and
Yeah.
ask their questions.
Good. And PJ asks, can you train a doula anywhere? I guess what I mean, maybe what she means is anywhere in the world a doula lives. Can you train that person? Like, is there a legal or
Yeah,
limitations?
as far as I know, there aren't national requirements in any given country. So as long as someone spoke English, because that's the only language I'm competent enough to teach in, and I would love to be invited somewhere warm and tropical, like Costa Rica, to go teach
Yeah,
doulas or
that's
something.
cool.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Uh, Danny says, what is something you really wish people understood about birth?
One thing is that it works. Like the system's designed to work. We've been here for millennia, right? And the other thing is that in our modern day, we have choice. Women have the same rights in the birth room as they do anywhere else. Like nobody should walk in and touch them or put their hands in them without permission. They don't. They're not meant to just lay there and do what they're told, and that's a big myth. And I've basically made that my life's work to really change that narrative. And that's one of the reasons I love training doulas, because then they go out, like the ripple effect is really amazing of
Mm,
getting other people. I just see the lights come on so much in the doula training, and then they go into their communities and make a difference.
mm. Wonderful, wonderful. Well, that's all we have time for today. But there are other questions that have been placed here from like Eddie and Captain, and Krista, and others have questions. So, Angie, I just as you upload this to MasterHeart, please feel free to answer those questions in part as part of your post, or maybe comments underneath your post or something like that.
Okay, I will. Thanks,
Cool.
everybody. Thanks,
Thanks,
George.
Angie. Thank you.